All right. Welcome to another video on the advanced series. I hope you guys are doing amazing. This one we're going to be talking about Switzerland, a country that, in my opinion, is the best economically reserved country in the world. They have played their cards right throughout history and continue to perform very well. They're a very trusted country. Their government performs well, has good relationships, good diplomacy, keeps to themselves, and doesn't really get in anyone else's business. And so we're going to talk about the Swiss franc, right? Which isn't necessarily a crazy expensive currency, but it's an expensive place to live. And a lot of people don't know information about Switzerland, and some people know it's a place where, oh, you can hide money in Swiss banks, blah, 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 blah. But the reality is Switzerland is a safe haven for a lot of big banks and institutions and people who do have a lot of money. And if they want to be in a currency that performs well year after year, decade after decade, it's going to be the Swiss franc. So let's hop right into it, guys. You know, the CHF. We trade USD CHF, CHF JPY, AUD CHF. These are currency pairs that you can trade. The Swiss National Bank, the SNB, is the central bank of Switzerland, responsible for issuing and regulating the Swiss franc. It is known for its stability and is considered a safe haven currency, right? It is often used as a store of value in times of economic uncertainty. So studying the CHF on the chart, which we're going to do, can give insight into how unstable currency markets really are, okay? The Swiss franc is one of the only currencies that is neutral and dominant throughout the global markets. So let's go ahead and take a look. Wow. Unbelievable. Excuse me. Unbelievable. This is a monthly line chart, okay? This is a monthly line chart of USD CHF. Now, put this into perspective, okay? The US dollar is the leading currency in the world. We denominate oil in dollars, right? We denominate a lot of exported and imported goods in dollars. For the Swiss franc to be pulling down the value of the dollar at this rate on a monthly chart is alarming, extremely alarming. And I'm going to tell you why. In 1971, right, $1 was equivalent, or I'm sorry, $4 was equivalent to 1 Swiss franc. $4 was 1 Swiss franc, right? $1 is now 89 cents Swiss franc. You know how much purchasing power that is? To lose that much purchasing power is unreal. So to go from trading at $4 to 89 cents, like when you go over to Switzerland, I'm sorry, I think I had that backwards. So when you go to Switzerland and exchange $1, right? When you exchange $1, right, for 1 Swiss franc, you only get 89 cents. You only get 89 cents in Swiss francs. So you're losing a purchasing power of what? What is that? 11 cents? That's pretty big. That's pretty big, 11 cents in purchasing power. And before, $1 in 1971 was 4 Swiss francs. So you went over to Switzerland and you actually had a $3 advantage over Switzerland, right? When you went to purchase, or even you got to think about too, global exchange trading. When you want to buy goods and services from Switzerland, let's say they have a certain commodity that we need, right? we had a $3 advantage. So it cost us less money to purchase over there in Switzerland. Now it costs us 11 cents per dollar because it's 89 cents, trading 89 cents right now. It's probably actually trading even lower right now. So what happens is people go out of, like, when you're looking at this chart, if you're trading the Swiss franc and the dollar, you're looking for short positions. Nothing more, nothing less. You're literally just looking for short positions all day long because this chart continues to go down in value. Another reason why this is an alarming chart is because it goes to show how the dollar is losing its value. The dollar is losing its purchasing power. Every time you go to work, every single time you get paid for your hour, you are losing value. And it might be fractions of a cent that you're losing its value, but you're losing its value and it adds up very, very, very quickly. So the monthly view of USD CHF, right? Swiss franc is dominating the dollar. Same with euro. I mean, unbelievable. Like in 1973, right? You exchanged a euro for a Swiss franc and you were up at least $2.30, right? But now you're down 5 cents. So if you want to go to Switzerland and exchange your euros for Swiss francs, your euro is less valuable to Swiss francs. That chart is unbelievable. The Swiss franc is dominating almost every single market. Every single exchange it is dominating. CHF JPY, unbelievable. A little more volatile. Two very small countries that are very advanced, very different in regard to global exchange. And actually, very interesting fact here, the Japanese yen and the Swiss franc are two safe haven currencies. Two very safe haven currencies, which is why it fluctuates a lot differently on this chart. So notice how the Swiss franc was actually in 1978 very valuable, right? And then the Japanese yen took over and dominated the global exchange market here against the franc from 1980 to 2001. And then the Swiss franc started gaining value again compared to the Japanese yen. So notice we're in an uptrend. Why? Because the Swiss franc is the first currency pair, right? So check this out, right? 164 Swiss francs is equivalent to 1 yen. That's messed up. That's messed up. That means you go to Japan and you broke. I'm sorry, you come from Japan to Switzerland, you're a Japan citizen and you have to go to Switzerland and you got to exchange your yen for Swiss franc. You broke, dog. That's like coming from Mexico to the US. You know what I mean? Like that's the equivalency. So think for a moment about how neutral Switzerland is considering geopolitical relationships. Can traders take advantage of this knowledge? Absolutely. Understanding macroeconomics is crucial in becoming a more aware trader. Continue to hop on sessions and develop understanding for these topics. So let's close out of that. And let's go ahead and go to the USD CHF. I would love to show you guys this chart. Now, I can almost tell you right now that on that monthly time frame that we were looking at, right, with that steady decline to the downside, I mean, it's pretty incredible to see the trend, right? Like it's scary to think about as an American, as a European, as a Canadian, as a Japanese citizen, you are losing value to this country every single day. That to me is crazy. So how do we take advantage of that? How do we take advantage of this currency? Okay. This is the monthly time frame. So if you think about it, right, if we're looking for sells, if you're on the monthly time frame, it's tough to say, right? It fluctuates kind of heavily, but on the weekly time frame, it's pretty simple to mark up the weekly and look for sell positions. unless things change drastically, we're only looking for sells. Now, there are going to be those periods where you have the Swiss franc just buying, right, for 70 days, but then it sells for the next 91 days, right? So, okay, we're in a period now where it's buying. So we're at 42 days of buying. It's probably gonna continue buying for a little bit longer, and then we're probably gonna see some more selling. Do you know what I mean? And as long as the dollar index continues to go lower, when we start cutting interest rates, you guys, when the dollar starts cutting interest rates, when the Federal Reserve actually is like, okay, we're going from 5.5% interest back down to 0.25% interest, the Swiss franc is going to kill the dollar. So I'm looking for shorts all day long on this pair. All we do, we go down to that 4-hour time frame and we look at our what? Our support and resistance on the 4-hour. So where's our support and resistance on the 4-hour? We have a beautiful, beautiful support that turned into resistance that then turned into support. Okay. We have a beautiful, beautiful resistance right in here that it could potentially come up into. We also have a resistance here. Notice right here, see the amount of look at that. Sold off, sold off, sold off, sold off, sold off, came above, sold down, came up, supported off of. So if we drag that out, we drag this rectangle out a little bit here. Boom, boom, boom. Beautiful. Check that out. Boom, right? Once price breaks down below that rectangle again, the 87,800 level, it comes right back up to revisit it and then just melts, right? How about this area right here, guys? What about this? Is this a support level right here? Absolutely. Look at this support level right here. You see that? You see that? Boom. Supports, breaks through it, comes back up, retest it, easy sell. Just you're selling at that price level no matter what. Now, here we are, okay? Price hit there one more time, sold off, right? Boom, for like literally 46 pips. This pair doesn't move a whole lot because it's, like I said, it's a very regulated pair. Its movement is very different. You know what I mean? And so price is currently trading above that rectangle, which would be the resistance. So now we drag out our next area of resistance, which is right here, and that's our next target. That's the next area where we're looking to short the Swiss franc. Very simple. Very, very simple. Now, we go down to the 1 hour, okay? We go down to the 1 hour, same thing. If we have a resistance here that turns into support, okay, right? So check this out. We have a resistance, okay? Price trades downward, trades back into it, consolidates, trades down, trades up, sharp, sharp decline to the downside. I'm going to have sell limits at that rectangle at 86,800. And then boom, price hits and then just melts. And I mean, these moves are not very crazy. Like that's a 60 pip move. That's pretty nice for GBP, for USD CHF. That's a nice move, right? And then what do? Check this out, right? This right here was a support. Price bought super hardcore upward. So we take our support, we extend it outward, and we do what? We look for sells from that support level. All day long, over and over and over and over again. That is what we do. Now check this out, right? Check this out. How about right here? Massive support, right? Massive support. Price dips down. I would have had a sell limit at this support. And guess what? I would have lost that trade. But now the market, that like after a move like this to the upside, 125 pips on Swiss franc in a day, that's massive. So that indicates a trend reversal. So in my head, I'm going, okay, where's the next area of support that I can now buy off of, right? I would extend this outward here and I'd look for buys. Price never retraced. No worries. Comes back up into this level, right? Comes back up into this level. Look at that. Trades higher, consolidates, takes off from that level, and almost comes back down to revisit it to then go off higher. So look at it again, right? What about our next level that was once resistance, now becomes what? Support. Price trades into it, sells off, trades back into it, sells a little bit, and then takes off through it. I would be looking for buys at 87,230 going into next week. That is how I would trade USD CHF. Very simple, very sweet and to the point. And you know, if you really want to get down and gritty with it, right? If you really want to get down and gritty with it, you would take your smaller time frame trades, and let's say the Swiss franc's trading right here, right? And it's selling, boom, up, down, back up, back down, back up, back down. You can trade within these ranges and keep selling at these resistances and buying at these supports for, you know, quick little 20 pip moves, 25 pip moves. That's up to you. But like I said, study the Swiss franc pairs, study the franc pairs. They are almost always going to be in the same direction. It's a strong currency pair. It's a safe haven currency pair. So if I'm looking at this, I'm going, okay, it's trending upward, right? It's in an uptrend right now, the Swiss franc. I'm looking for it to come into this 87, 88 level, and I'm looking for shorts. I'm looking for shorts, right? If it continues higher, no worries. I'll look for buys. So guys, that's going to go ahead and end it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed a very, very, very good video on why this currency is a dominating currency within the market, and definitely study it. Send some trades out in the 1022 mentorship group chat, and let's keep killing the game. Let's go, baby. I'll see you guys all in the next one. Okay, take care.